This video will walk you through the steps necessary to access the Opposing Viewpoints in Context database on Pgcc's website. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is to get to the Pgcc library's site. It's very important that you're going through the library because these databases are not available for free on the general internet. One of the easiest ways to get there is to scroll down to the bottom of the Pgcc homepage and to simply click on the library link. Now, once you get to the library, there is this column on the left, and there is a selection called Research Databases. So you can simply click on Research Databases, and that will bring up a list of all of the databases that we will be using in this class and you can use throughout your career here at Pgcc. What you'll want to do is go by the A to Z list, because if you take a look right now, they're organized by discipline. And because you know you need opposing viewpoints in context, you simply click the O's and you'll find opposing viewpoints in context. Now, if you're on campus, you'll get immediate access to this, but this little locking icon here tells you that this is a Pgcc only database, which means that enrolled students have access, but you're going to need to authenticate if you're not on campus. So it's pretty easy to do that. You simply type in your OWLINK user ID and password. And then that will bring up the database for you. So once you get into opposing viewpoints in context, there are a few different ways that you can search the database. We're going to be using this for one specific essay, but you can also come back to this database for future essays and for other classes as well. One way to search is through browsing issues, and since we're dealing with the issue of obesity, it turns out that there is a page for obesity. So you can come straight to this particular opposing viewpoints topic page if you take a look. Now, the important thing to remember about this is that viewpoints are always argumentative, opinion-based essays. However, the opposing viewpoints in context database provides these overviews for their topic pages. So if you click on the overview for obesity, for instance, it will take you to a longer article that gives you the background information for the topic. Now, I would really suggest that before you write your rebuttal, you actually take a minute to read that overview, because that's going to give you the kind of so what and that larger conversation that you need to write into, like our textbook tells us about. Once you've done that, what you're going to need to do is find 2 to 3 viewpoints that you can use for your paper. Before you look for your viewpoints, you're going to need to know what you want your argument to be. But one thing that you're going to want to pay attention to is that the first 2 options are featured viewpoints and viewpoints. You need to select your sources from one of these 2 options. Down below, you get the other resources in context: academic journals, statistics, news, audio, video, images, magazines, and onward. These may or may not be argumentative, viewpoint-based articles. So you'll want to try to get most of your information from the viewpoint articles, but what you're going to find is that not all viewpoint articles will work for your paper. So you'll want to kind of move on now to thinking about how you're going to plan your essay. If you have any questions, be sure to post them.